This module covers shopping and finances at Home Support North. Let's get started. The first content we're going to cover is the in-between travel compensation that you're entitled to as a support worker. So from your home to your first client, you're not compensated for the travel in kilometers because it's seen as you going to work. From your first visit to your second visit, you're compensated for the total kilometers that you drive, and this is done with geolocation of the client's home coordinates through Google Maps. From your second to your third visit, you are also compensated for the kilometers, and then going home, you are not compensated for your travel kilometers, as this is seen as you return from your work to your home place. Exceptional travel comes into play when you drive over 15 kilometers. This could be from your home to the client's location or from one client to the next. In this example, the support worker is going 34 kilometers from their house to the client and then going back from the client home 34 kilometers return. They will be compensated for each drive from their home to the client as well as from the client back to their house. It's possible that standard and exceptional travel will come into play during your workday. From your home to your first visit in this scenario, you're only driving 3 kilometers, therefore it will not fall under exceptional travel and therefore will not be compensated. From your visit 1 to visit 2, you'll be traveling 16 kilometers, and this will be compensated at the exceptional travel rate. Visit 2 to visit 3 is a 4-kilometer drive, and that will be compensated at a standard rate. And then going home from the last visit of the day, you are driving 25 kilometers, so it once again falls under exceptional travel and will be compensated accordingly. Taking a look at the distances traveling from the support worker's house to their first visit, then to their second visit, their third visit, and their drive home, identify how each of those will be compensated. Things to note when taking clients shopping or to their appointments. Home Support North is not funded to compensate support workers for travel or vehicle costs for taking clients shopping or to run their errands or to their appointments. This is something that will be done with prior arrangements for the client to reimburse for fuel at some suggested rates that we'll go over in the next slide. Make sure that the client has a shopping list prepared before heading out to the grocery store. And you have to understand that Home Support North accepts no responsibility if a client permits support workers to use their vehicle and an incident occurs. When taking clients shopping, be sure to have your full driver's license, regardless if you're going to be driving their vehicle or your own. Whichever vehicle you are taking must have current registration and warrant of fitness. The vehicle must also have minimum third-party insurance. If you're taking the client's vehicle, double check with them that all of this is up to date. Seat belts must be worn when driving. You must comply with road rules at all times. Keeping safe speeds for the driving conditions. Park so it's easy for the client to exit the vehicle, and make sure that you've parked so that the walking distance is kept to a minimum. So when you're taking the client's vehicle from their house to the nearest suitable shopping center and back, there will be no compensation for fuel or vehicle costs as you are taking the client's vehicle. If you're driving your own vehicle and the round trip from your client's house to the shopping center and back is 5 kilometers or less, they will be giving you $5 to contribute towards fuel costs. In this scenario, you are driving 2.5 kilometers to the nearest suitable shopping center. and then 2.5 kilometers home to the client's house. This will fall under the $5 contribution for fuel. If you are driving more than 5.1 kilometers to the nearest suitable shopping center, the client will be contributing $5 for the first 5 kilometers and then 95 cents for each additional kilometer traveled. If an incident is to occur when you are driving your client, first thing to do is to ensure that you and the client are not injured. If there is an injury, call 111 immediately. If another vehicle is involved in an accident, collect their details and notify the police as your second step. The third step would be to notify the Home Support North office and complete an incident report. Make sure you understand that the owner of the vehicle is responsible for any insurance claims that need to be made. At times, you will be shopping for a client without them accompanying you to the grocery store. This will only be happening if it's been authorized by the coordinator beforehand. You'll be using a receipt form supplied for noting any cash that has changed hands. The client will give you a specific amount to go shopping with, and you will record this on the receipt form. Then you will retrieve the receipt from the shopping center and then sign the amount that was given in change back to the client. Remember, you do not use any FPOS or credit cards or receive any PIN numbers from the client. This is only using cash that you can go shopping on their behalf. When going shopping for a client, check their shopping list to check and see if there's anything that can be suitably exchanged. For example, they might have a preference between the kind of orange juice that they drink, but they'll also happily drink an apple juice. However, pineapple juice will not be tolerated by the client. Do not purchase items that are not on the list provided to you. Clients have budgets that need to be adhered to. Support workers are not under any circumstances to borrow or lend money to clients, even in small amounts. Support workers may sometimes be given gifts as appreciation from the client. Remember that accepting gifts of sentimental or monetary value without prior approval from the office is not acceptable. Purchased grocery items are also not okay for the client to pass on to you. It is not possible to sell or purchase items from a client. However, it is okay to accept garden fruit. If you have any questions in regards to your gifts from clients, please contact the office.